This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Welcome everybody to the baseball and toot. No, sorry.
Are we going to do that again?
I was going to.
No, we're not.
I
Doing
thought
that.
it would be
Not
funny,
today, no.
but it's not. It's
Well, no. See, the thing is,
let's go. Whatever.
it's not funny, and the reason why it's not funny is because we don't have enough stories to really keep.
Because everything is the same.
There's, I know that you guys out there, you see some fun stories and things like that, but if we have a limited amount of time, in the day, Dylan and I do, so I have about an hour and a half to prep.
Yeah, and usually we don't have time to. Sometimes we'll find something during the day, but
But usually we're doing other things.
Yeah.
So I have about an hour and a half to prep, and during that time,
just scanning.
Scanning. That's all I'm trying to do is just find stories. In an hour and a half, I was able to find enough to fill up an hour of our show.
Oh, good.
So we will have an hour show. There will be no second hour. I apologize. But it's mainly because literally every story we've talked about already, and I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, there's no point, and there's no updates for it.
There's no good updates.
No. We're not
like
24-hour news cycle. If there's
That's
nothing new, we just don't do it.
If Paul Pelosi was being arrested and his wife was being charged, I would put it on the news. But we don't have that.
No.
Instead, we have a little back and forth while people are berating her husband for doing things that are technically illegal, but nobody's actually doing anything against her.
Right. So why are you going to complain about it? Just let it go.
Right. So I'm not going to talk about it. We're not going to. That's it. The stories are all that. It's all updates on stuff from yesterday. Now,
And they're not updates.
yeah, not even
they're-
updates. They're
they're
just repeats with a little bit
A slight different opinion.
of variance.
One other person may have thrown something else out there.
So the stories
No
we
big
have
deal.
are stories that are not repeats about what we've been talking about.
Right.
Other than that, I'm sorry.
My bad.
My bad. We only have an hour and a half to prep, and that's sometimes this happens.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Oh, I just wanted to preface that, get that off my chest.
So other than that, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
So many fun things going on already.
Yeah. So there are. Let's say that the U.S. is a little too little, a little too late.
Well,
In a lot of things lately.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Specifically in the U.S. Space Development Agency.
Oh, well, then that's a little different.
Yeah, they've announced that they have two contract awards on Monday to build 28 warfighting satellites that will track hypersonic missiles as the race to dominate space continues for the global superpowers.
Huh.
These supersonic missiles, these are the ones that don't actually go past the atmosphere in the high arc. They're the low arcing, the stuff that we can't track by current satellite systems because we have them set to a certain radius.
That is weird.
Yeah.
What in the hell? We're on a full screen on a 27-inch curved monitor.
That's weird.
That is weird looking.
That's awkward.
Who the hell has a curved monitor anymore?
I don't know. But it's awkward to look at.
Look at the coloring. Oh my God, it takes you back, doesn't it?
It really does. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Our screens used to look like that for everybody.
Everybody.
Not
all
just
the
for you.
And it looked normal.
Right. For everybody.
Sorry. It's
Anyway, so L3 Harris Technologies, Incorporated in Melbourne, Florida, and Northrop Grumman Strategic Space Systems,
right,
and the Californias. They've both received contracts from the United States officials to reach the agency's goal of launching the Tranche.
The what?
Tranche.
Tranche?
Tranche 1 tracking layer.
Sure it's not like tranche? The tranchy?
The Tranchy.
I like tranchy. Makes me feel better when it says tranchy.
It's a trunk.
It's a trunk. Good heavens, Kronk.
Have you looked at this trunk? No, it's tranche. Right. It's like cash.
All right, so it's tranche.
Trench. Probably.
Wow, that's weird.
It's a mesh layer network. You know what mesh layer networks are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of 126 optically interconnected space vehicles.
Okay.
They say space vehicles, but here's the thing: the hypersonic missiles,
right?
They don't go into space.
They don't?
No. They stay within the outer, the inner layer of the atmosphere.
So what you're saying is it's pointless, really.
Well, they're saying space vehicles when it's not really space vehicles.
Because they're not really vehicles.
And they're not really going to stay in space. They're going to stay like...
They're low under the radar.
Very low.
Huh.
And they're saying mesh network. Really, they're just very, very low-flying satellites with optic connectors. It's like a grid. When they say mesh network, what mesh network actually means is like it's what you use for your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay, you use mesh networks for your Wi-Fi now. But when they're talking about it, they're talking about optically interconnected mesh networks. That means literally these things are in a position to where they create an actual grid.
Yeah.
That then makes a laser light mesh grid.
A laser?
A light grid. A grid of light. They're actually using a grid of light.
A grid of light, you say?
A light grid. Yes. And it's not going to track. Okay, I'm sorry. It can't really track that much.
No.
It's only going to be able to track within a certain area. They can't cover the entire Earth for this.
But.
Well, I mean, they could, but it would be, you would need a lot more than 126.
Okay.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
126 is not what we need. That will maybe cover the United States.
Maybe. Well, here's where I'm stuck on.
And the cost is $1.3 billion. It'll be done by the September of 2024, apparently.
I was gonna say we've known about this missile though for about a year.
Oh, more than that.
Well, no, but yeah. I mean, it was they were really
they launched one.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, they launched a dummy test.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
And we couldn't track it.
Right.
And we were like, our guys are like, wait, what?
And so now you're gonna try and build something.
Yeah.
Oh, good job. I feel safer already.
Right?
Don't you? I feel safe. And I do. I feel very safe.
The speed at which there's a quote. The speed at which the SDA pursued this effort is commendable, given the severity of the hypersonic missile threat. That came from Christopher E. Kubasky.
You know, there used to be a point.
Or Kubasik.
There used to be a point in time where we were what they call ahead of the curve. Yeah.
Right.
Where we preemptively were doing things to be in front of a threat. See,
hey, you know what? We've known about the fact that China was building this weapon.
Yes, for quite some time.
Well before.
Yes. So
why didn't we prepare then? Why is it that we're waiting until they actually prove that they can do it for us to be prepared? Does that sound smart?
I mean, I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. And it also doesn't sound, and again, I'm not fully privy on all this, but it sounds like what they're building is kind of useless for what they're trying to have a threat against.
Because once it finds it, those things are super quick, by the way, the missiles that they're launching. Very fast.
Yeah, well,
I mean, supersonic. Hypersonic is what they're calling it, but they're very fast. Once it passes the grid, it's already over the United States.
Yeah, damage is kind of done at that point.
It can already shoot it can erupt above the grid,
Yeah.
and still technically cause an EMP blast.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can erupt right after passing the grid,
Yes.
and we'll get a notification. As America will get a notification, or the government will, and then everything will go black, and it won't matter. And oh, by the way, every one of those satellites that was in the grid will probably also die.
But, tomato, right?
Because whatever, right?
Because why not?
Yeah.
What's the what's?
Mm-hmm. Both teams have agreed to construct the two planes, which with 7 space vehicles per plane.
Per plane.
And 14 satellites each to collect infrared data to provide network communications.
Wow. That's pretty fancy.
Derek Tournier, director of the Space Development Agency, signed his optimism, or signaled his optimism about both tech companies. He said, quote, Space Development Agency is confident that selection of the L3 Harris and Northrop Grumman teams provides the best overall solution to accelerate delivery of a low Earth orbit constellation with wide field of view infrared sensors from a global mission warning and missile tracking capabilities in the Tranche 1 on schedule.
Well, I for one am excited about the tranche.
Aren't you though? The Tranche.
The tranche. Hello, welcome to the tranche.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like
Why are we using French words?
I wondered that myself.
This is America. Why are we using French words to send out satellites?
Because why the hell not?
And there's no
over the top of it.
There's no check mark on the E, so it's just
Tranche. This is so stupid.
This year, Congress shelled the space agency an additional $550 million
Wow.
to accelerate the deployment of the Tranche.
The tranche.
1.
Didn't they? Hold on, just so we're clear. Wasn't it Obama that shut down NASA?
Yes. He forced them into the position of only teaching mathematics to the
Underprivileged.
No, specifically to the Middle East.
Okay, but still, my point that I so his buddy, the guy he worked for,
His Veep,
right? He
created a new agency.
Right.
Yeah.
Or no, who he shut. So Biden's old buddy shut down NASA from what it was.
Yes.
And
Trump started it back again.
tried starting it back again.
No, Trump did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he tried.
I mean, they're back-ish.
Ish. Not really.
Right. I mean, that's why we have the Space Development Agency.
Right. And now he's kind of like, oh, well, we're going to do this. It doesn't make sense.
Yep.
God bless him. It's times like now where you just like, really? This is the best that we have. This is the best that we can do.
Yeah.
And it's irritating because you start thinking back to when, NASA came about. We were the first people on the moon.
Right.
The attitudes that we had back then, it's all gone now.
Right. Yes.
We still had that kind of arrogance to the point of, while the Russians were using pencils in space, and we said, no, we're going to develop a pen that would write in zero gravity.
Ballpoint.
Yeah. And so that's what we did because we wanted to write in ink.
Because we're Americans.
Right. We're Americans. We were unified enough to be able to get there. We're not there anymore. And he's like, oh, no, we're going to turn around and build this web.
Right.
One might call it a world wide web. Jackass.
Too old. Larry Wurtzel, a senior fellow of the American Foreign Policy Council, who serves.
No, I don't think that's appropriate.
What?
You don't know how old that man is. How dare you just a senior fellow?
Well, I mean, it's in the text, so
you don't know how old he is.
You're correct, but he could be. It could be longevity in the group.
I guess.
You know, he could only be 25, but he could have been there for 15 years.
That's true too.
You know. Anyway.
That's true.
All right. Serves on the U.S.-China Economics and Security Review Commission, told Science.org that China's hypersonic weapon, quote, seems deliberately targeted at upending the tenuous strategic stability that has been in place since the end of the Cold War.
What?
No.
Stop.
Come on. Seems like you have been... yes, it's true.
James over at Twitter. We'll need an AI to detect, track, and plot launch countermeasures because of how slow human response time is. Maybe they'll name the system Skynet.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, it's great.
Yep.
It's so good.
I like it a lot. Gosh. Pentagon officials requested $3.8 billion this year for its hypersonic weapons program, by the way.
You know what I can do? I mean, you know what I can do with $3.8 million right now?
Quite a bit.
I don't need much. I'll take $1 billion. You keep the $1 billion. I take $1 million and we'll be fine.
Just give me 300,000. I mean,
5.
Give me 38
Well, right
million.
now with inflation, you're going to need about 5.
Okay,
500,000.
But I'm saying, like, I could handle things with like 38 grand.
Oh, I'm talking beyond that. No.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying, like, okay, so, okay, 5 mil. 5 mil can cover
everything.
everything.
We could have a studio.
A nice one.
Maybe have couches and stuff so people want to show up. They can
sit on the couch and hang out. And then we can just have a mic sitting right there so that they can, like, if they don't want to get up off the couch.
Yeah. We can have an intern walk by and be like, "Oh, we're going to see what's going on. Does anybody want?" And just kind of move it over in front of them.
No. We'll have swing arm mics on the.
That's what I'm saying.
On the wall.
No, I know that, but I want the intern to do it because you never know what kind of weirdo's going to come in and just start
grab the
moving
mic and go.
Right. Yeah. Tear up equipment. Just because we have $5 million to do this doesn't mean that we want it. You know.
Let's get the 5 mil first.
Working on it, son.
Let's work on the 5 mil first, and then we'll worry about that. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Great. Speaking of money,
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. He testified that the quote unquote pain from high gas prices has increased the benefit for electric car owners. And then he tried to deny he said it.
because it's not true.
No. Buttigieg made the comments on Tuesday in his testimony before the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. He was being questioned by Representative Republican Carlos Jimenez from Florida.
Jimenez?
About the efficiency of electric vehicles when he made the admission. Quote, you would agree that the higher the gas prices are, the faster you reach for parity. Or you reach that parity. I'm sorry. That was Jimenez. Quote, of course, the more pain we all experience from the high gas prices, the more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles. That's why we're hoping you and your colleagues might reconsider opposing the reduction of the electric vehicle upfront price and tax credits, end quote.
Okay, hold on. You can't... The upfront cost of an electric vehicle is because of the manufacturing cost of the electric vehicle.
Yep, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay.
You got this.
Uh-huh.
I believe in you. I believe you got this.
Just like every product out there on the market today, you have a time period in which the price of said new thing is expensive.
Let's talk about TVs for just a moment.
TVs.
TVs is probably the single greatest one to do. Remember, you used to be able to buy, the average size TV was what, 20, 30 something inch maybe?
Well, a good size was 30.
Yeah. You paid a couple $100 for that. And then they came out with the flat screens and
No, hold on. You're getting too far.
Am I
ahead.
jumping?
You're getting too far ahead. Okay? You're getting too far ahead.
Already?
Because those TVs that were like 30 inches were huge.
No, they were.
They were huge.
The screen was not.
No, but the TV
was.
And it was like 200 pounds.
Remember the floor model ones? The ones that...
the
ones that once you bought it, when you later upgraded to eventually a flat screen,
you just put it on top.
Yeah, and you just kind of put like a tablecloth or something over the front of the TV so you don't see
right,
it.
so you never see the TV ever again. Because
look at my TV.
It was a giant built-in.
Pretty.
It was a built-in table for it.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
800 pounds.
Yeah,
solid wood.
The speakers were literally the old style speakers. Everything made out of wood and then cloth mesh screens over top. Yeah, that. No, so you got that, and then it moved over. That was, by the way, those were only 15-inch screens.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, they were about as that. What's that?
No, that's a. I don't know how I'm a tape measure. That's not 15.
That's not a 15. That's a
21, I think.
20. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it was
23.
small. Okay. It was small. Those TVs were small, and then the bigger ones came out, and then you had to buy an entertainment center just to store, just to house a normal TV, because normal tables were too weak to put it on top.
Yeah. Don't forget that for the longest time, that the wider the screen was, the I'm trying to think.
The more
depth of the TV was bigger.
Yes.
So
because the tubes and everything else that it was involved in.
So you could have a 55-inch TV, but it sat about 4 feet from the wall.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now you got that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now flat screens came out, and when flat screens came out, they weren't actually flat screens.
No, but they were flatter.
They were flatter, but they were still like a foot deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were expensive.
So freaking expensive. They were like, oh, you could hang this on the wall. No, you couldn't. The thing was still weighed a ton.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't that it wouldn't hang on the wall. You could mount it there.
It
was just too heavy to hold up to try and hang it.
It would literally fall out.
They don't make anchors that strong.
No. So you had that, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay? People started buying them. They got better, they got thinner, and they got cheaper.
Yeah.
Better, thinner, cheaper. Better, thinner, cheaper. Right now, I have a 60-inch.
Yeah, yours is bigger than mine.
So is my computer. I got a 60-inch. And
everything is yours is bigger than mine. Damn it.
Except for my height.
That's true.
Height and girth. That's all. No. So
wow.
60-inch TV right there.
Yeah.
And I think I paid $150 for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got mine. Mine's a 55.
Right.
And I paid I think $250 for it.
Right. Exactly. Walmart. It was nothing.
No, it's nothing nowadays for that. But it took time to get there. The other thing that this makes me think of is, remember they were this hard. I know
you were just a half second too late on that one, buddy.
No, he sent it first and then you said it.
I know, but it was
no. But this also makes me think of the whole push for the daggone it, windmills.
Yeah.
The wind-powered things. Oh, take these things down. Let's hurry up and push this stuff. Let's
get it done.
Tax credits and all this other stuff.
Yep. Now
Obama did all this. Look what happened to it.
And now Texas is dying.
Or it was solar panels. Look, all of it's done. It just fell apart.
Yep.
Have people not figured out that just throwing money at it to force a situation doesn't work? It doesn't work.
No, people in government don't care.
Stop it.
That's why it's a subsidy.
Jerk.
John Adams once said, "But a constitution of government, once changed from freedom, can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever. Nearly 250 years after Adams famously wrote those words to his wife, have you been left wondering if liberty is indeed lost forever? Many people are feeling that way, and who can blame them when they hear things like,
history is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
with talk like that, maybe liberty is dead.
And now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there.
Or is it? From the people behind the #1 critical thinking podcast in the world comes Reviving Liberty, a podcast experience unlike anything you've heard before. Join your host, Andrew Coppins, on a path towards rediscovering what liberty is and how we can apply it in today's age of darkness and tyranny. Get ready for a liberty mindset in your life. Andrew will be with you soon, taking the first steps on the path toward reviving liberty with you. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and engage with the show by visiting revivingliberty.com and follow Andrew on social media at The Coppin Show.
This is Defenders Live.
You seem perplexed.
I am, actually. I'm trying to read the name.
Hostin?
No. That's hot. No, I know who Sonny Hostin is.
Oh, somebody.
Elijah.
No, it's Elijah.
I know it's what it's supposed to be, but that's not how that's spelled. It's Elijah.
I'm guessing they misspelled it.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping they misspelled it.
Somebody did something somewhere because that's. Is it supposed to be Elijah or Elisha?
Elijah.
Because it literally is both, and it doesn't work as both.
Yeah, it doesn't. Grumpy over there on the Twitters. How did y'all get through this discussion without using the word girth? We did.
We did. We got it.
We used it.
It was coming.
Yep. You just didn't wait long enough.
You got to take it slow.
Right. It's a slow and steady process.
Exactly. It's all about.
It's the motion.
It's all about timing. You don't rush that kind of thing.
Right. You take your time. It's a repeated action.
Right.
Yeah. Just slow process.
Just let it
in and out, man.
Just let it happen.
Right.
Just let it
James over there wanting to make sure that we all got this. That they also had. Then they also had the 50-inch rear projection TV before flat screens.
Yeah. Yeah, projectors were a
that
big
was a
thing.
beast, man.
Yeah, projectors are still a big thing, oddly enough.
Right.
You know, my brother's got one.
I actually like projectors. I just don't like having to install it on my ceiling.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. I could put. I can build a shelf and put a shelf up and put it up there.
You could do it properly, but why would I do that?
But also, it would be. Well, no, properly would be to wire it through the ceiling.
No, I got that.
You know, that's proper.
Hola.
That's proper, you know,
I know.
to go through the ceiling and wire it up. But that, I don't want to do that. It takes too much time. Yes, I can do it, but I don't want to. I don't like going up in my attic. I don't like going up to anybody's attic. I don't want to go there.
Well, you don't do it that way. Well, I guess you could. No.
Yeah.
Just say what you would
I would
do.
have to here.
You could. No, you couldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't. You just take a chunk. Throw some mud up and be done with it.
Not that. No.
Yes.
Do you understand how old that is? how old that ceiling is?
Yeah. Do you realize it probably needs to come down anyway?
Yes, I know it does. But if that happens, I got to take it all down.
So you don't want to be.
And I just installed the damn fan.
It looks good.
I know the fan does look good.
It looks good.
It looks nice in there. Spinning.
It feels cooler too. Like
it's so much better in that room now.
I don't understand. I've never understood this, and this is just me.
I hated not having a fan.
I've never understood homes that don't have fans. I really didn't.
You need circulation in the air. It gets stale, dude.
Right. It doesn't matter how well your insulation works. Doesn't matter how nice your house is. Doesn't matter if you don't have. To me, if you don't have a fan going, just to, like you said, just to keep the air circulating.
Mm-hmm. Even during the wintertime.
Right. Because in the wintertime, all you do is flip it the other direction.
Right. Because then it goes up and it sucks the air up. And
then it spreads it across, and because hot air rises, and so you spit it out and it pushes down.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what you do. That's I do that every year. Is that when it's time to flip it one way or another, you shut it off, you clean off because it'll be dusty and nasty
from having
spinning.
Right.
And then you turn around. And once you've cleaned the whole thing off, you flip the switch and you turn around and let it ride. And then it does what it needs to do.
For the next
6 months. Right. Or unless you live somewhere else, it's a little bit more temporal and it's a little different. But
Right.
And then come wintertime or whatever, then you do the same thing. You shut it down, you clean it, you flip the switch, you let it ride again. It's beautiful. I don't understand.
Grumpy over there on the Twitters at DOA Show right now. Good tea. Nice house. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, actually, it's more like coffee, but still.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right. You know what? We should start here.
You want to do here?
Because I don't really care about that. We should start here.
All right. I feel like it might be where they might be the same.
Oh, no.
Go together.
Oh, no, they don't.
Okay.
They don't.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to read this?
Yes.
I thought you were going to read because you wanted to torture me with it.
Oh, well, no, this is not torture.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, this is the good one.
Oh, okay.
Yes. This is the one where you and I should both have the same reaction.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, if that's the case.
Okay.
If that is the case.
Right.
So a man was arrested after allegedly pointing a gun at two women in front of a Family Dollar in Hamden, Connecticut on Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Sounds kind of aggressive.
It's very aggressive so far. Right?
Witnesses said that the man was upset that the women didn't say thank you to him for holding the door open for them.
Pause.
Is
this not what I told you?
Yeah. No, I
it's what I told you, isn't it?
Son of a bitch. Okay. Police said they responded to a report of the incident at an address that none of us know about unless you live in Connecticut.
Right.
Around 3:15. Mm-hmm. Officer Joseph Vendito. I love that.
That's a great name.
Joseph Vendito. Hey!
Hey, Vendito!
How you doing there, Benny?
Yeah.
And Officer Timothy Janus. We call him Timothy. Located the suspect at another street that, unless you live there, you don't care.
I call him Janus.
Timothy Janus. Could be Janus. Who knows?
It is Janus, I'm guessing. But
I don't know.
I would go on the line of
just saying it's Janus.
Yeah, but I'm gonna call him Janus.
Hey, Janus. Oh. The suspect, later identified as 25-year-old Joshua Murray, had a gun on him. Mm-hmm. Authorities said that while Murray interfered with police during his arrest, which I have to pause and ask a silly question.
Why? What do you mean by interfere?
Yeah, how do you interfere with your own
how do you
arrest?
Yeah.
Unless it's like...
Unless you're fighting them.
Right, I was going to say. And then
Is that what you're saying?
But that's called resisting.
Yeah, not interfering.
Yeah, that's not interfering. That's resisting.
Was he like, hey, don't, no, hold on.
Like, to me, interfering would be, you've ever, and I know everybody's had to have seen this at least once, that black guy getting arrested, and he's talking about, talking to the cops, like, do you have a safe word? Mine's pineapple, and I want to change it to bacon beans, and he's emptying his pocket. He's like, don't do that. Hasn't been changed. How long have I been collecting that change? He's like, he's
messing with him.
He's messing with him.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, that's interfering.
No, that's just having fun.
But I'm saying
You
it's
know
still,
you're caught, so you're just having fun now.
You're just like, screw it, you know.
I'm gonna be a dick, whatever.
Gonna be a douche.
Yeah.
But still, anyway.
Yeah, how do you
I don't
interfere with somebody arresting you?
I don't know. That's weird.
Anyway.
Murray, a New Haven resident, was charged with carrying a pistol without a permit, 2 counts of second-degree breach of peace, and interfering with a police officer.
Right.
Which, again, I'm not really sure.
What you know what I think he did? I think he did the no, that's my no square. No, you can't touch me there. And then like pulled his arm away real quick.
Maybe. I don't know. I would love to be...
No square. No, can't touch me. And I kept walking.
That would be funny. I would love to see that one way or another. I want the body cam footage of that.
That'd be really good.
So New Haven is about 6 miles south of the scene of the incident.
Yeah.
Murray is scheduled to appear in the Meridian Superior Court on August 2nd and was held on $25,000 bond. Folks reacting to the incident on Facebook of the Hampden Police Department are quite happy with the outcome.
Oh, good.
Quote, "Thank you as always, Hampden Police." One commenter wrote, "I'm so sorry these 2 women had to be involved in this."
Well, stop. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Commenter, you did the thing that the man wanted the women to do.
Right.
You thanked the police for a job well done. For doing a nice thing.
For doing a good thing, yeah, you did.
So here's where we're at, okay? This is a situation that I told you is I cannot condone said action.
No, I can't either.
Cannot condone pulling a gun on somebody because
they're not polite.
They're not polite enough to say thank you after you hold the door for them.
No, I can't either. I have had those moments where I can say I understand.
Yeah, I understand.
I've had those days where I'm just like, you heifer.
Right.
Like, just a simple...
I can understand it.
But at the same time, and I will say that those days are few and far between.
Right.
But though having those days happen, I don't hold a door open for somebody to thank me. No, I do it because I'm trying to be nice. And if they don't acknowledge it, then that's fine.
That's not
I've done what I wanted to do.
Exactly. If you're doing it for other people's acknowledgement, then you're doing wrong. It's wrong.
Grumpy over on Twitter, interfering or resisting. Either way, it's only kinky the first time. That's true. Woo! No, it's true. It's only kinky the first time. After that, it's just, yeah.
Right. So Joe Biden is reportedly considering declaring a national climate emergency.
Why?
As soon as this week, so that he can activate his executive powers that would let him regulate fossil fuels without congressional authorization.
Which means drive fuel prices even
higher and also make it so you can't buy gas but once a week.
So rationing, basically.
Rationing gas.
Any of you ask if you have anybody living that you know from during World War II. Ask them about rationing. Ask them about how fun and great it was.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. You don't even have to.
Because at least here's the problem with this.
You don't even have to go that far, dude.
Well, I was gonna say, but here's the thing about this. At least then, it was. I still agree. Even then, it was kind of dumb. But I would understand that at least it was under the shroud of
there was a war. We're trying to feed our
it was for the benefit of the country. Right, it was for the defense. I understand that.
Sure.
I don't fully buy into it.
No.
But I understand it.
Look at the last time we had gas rationing. You don't even have to go to your grandparents for this.
When?
Carter.
When was he doing that? There was actual rationing? Yeah. But no, everybody had a ration card. That went on for years. That didn't happen under Carter.
It didn't go for years.
No, that's
what you weren't able to get gas.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about.
He's going the way of a peanut farmer, is what I'm telling you.
No, you're right on that. I got that. I'm just
the last time that we had an issue with gas to this extent, to where the president tried to use a national emergency sort of situation.
It was Carter. No, and
It's
I
Carter.
got that, but I'm just saying, like, I was talking about just because that's the angle they're trying to go.
Yeah.
Because that way they can say, well, look, see, you still have the ability to buy gas. Here's your ration card. Here's your ability to do this. But at the end of the day, you're going to end up needing to get an electric vehicle.
Right. Which, by the way, is stupid because that trashes the 7 years. You get 7 years. It's completely trashing the environment after that.
Well, and not just that, but they're crazy expensive. They're useless. They don't have the amount of time wasted in charging those things
Oh, yeah.
to go
Beyond the shadow of a doubt.
right. And you still are like, it still doesn't, just the charging process alone. I'm sorry, it doesn't make any logical sense.
Yeah, and then you go back to the whole point of the whole quick charge thing, where technically quick charge just means anything faster than the slowest number
Yeah.
of charge going in.
Even if it's at one number above.
Yeah. Quote, the president made clear that if the Senate doesn't act to tackle the climate crisis and strengthen our domestic clean energy industry, he will. That came from White House officials who told the Post, quote, we are considering all options and no decision has been made. Okay, first off, the president, Joe Biden's,
Sure.
does not have the mental faculty to make this decision.
He doesn't?
No.
Not even a little bit?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
He does not.
Okay.
He's lucid about 5 minutes a day. Beyond that, it's ice cream sandwiches. All right?
Tapioca.
That's it.
Tapioca pudding.
It's the reason why his wife was a doctor is so that she could take care of him in his old age.
Oh, yeah. Tell me that wasn't planned.
Right?
Right out the chute. He like, oh, I could take advantage of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to need her to take care of me as I get old.
Exactly. Because he knew dementia was on the way.
And then he forgot it was on.
Quote.
That's
Not quote, but sorry. It goes on to say the emergency facing Democrats is that there are not enough votes in the U.S. Senate to pass Biden's climate alarmist agenda, because there's not. Senator Joe Manchin sank an expensive spending bill last week that would have spent billions of dollars on subsidizing green energy initiatives and cutting the carbon emissions, which is stupid because it doesn't make any sense. Manchin said that he was concerned about the inflationary pressures another massive spending bill would put on the economy. Good.
Right.
At a time where high prices are the number one concern for most Americans. Right.
Right.
Now, I will say the people on the left are very pissed off at Joe Manchin. And they're using this as a key to point out that his family has a whole bunch of oil money.
So I've always wondered about that.
It's like his family runs on oil money.
Instead of running on Duncan, he runs on
oil.
on
Exxon.
Runs on Exxon. On Shell.
Yeah, right.
And
you know what? What does it matter? I mean, yes, obviously he wants to see oil succeed in that way.
Well, but even if it doesn't, here's my thing. I'm on that side of the oil thing. Okay, I'm on Manchin's side. I don't have
You don't have any money in oil.
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing. The amount of money that I give to them, I should.
Right.
The amount of their product that I buy on a weekly basis, I should.
Yes.
But I don't, and I'm still on that side. Why? Because is there a problem with electric vehicles?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, the idea. Let me clarify this. With the idea of something that could come down the pipeline that is self-sustaining, that could, quick thing that checks all the boxes for both sides. Is that a bad idea? Because that's what eventually they're.
Okay. If you wanted that, you wouldn't have tanked the hydrogen car.
Or the
If you wanted that checks all the boxes for everybody, you wouldn't have tanked the hydrogen cell car.
Yeah, but you do because oil companies and whatnot.
Well, it's not just oil; it's also the electric. The whole thing. So the GM bought out the rights to it because the government told them to.
Yes. Because they could.
And then they tucked it away somewhere very, very safe.
File
and it'll
13.
never be seen again.
Yeah. They file 13 it.
That car would have been perfect.
Right. But it doesn't make everybody the money. And
It doesn't
whatever.
make everybody the money. And it has less moving parts. And you don't have to worry about replacing stuff because it's just water.
Yeah. But that makes
You
too
know
much
what?
sense.
You know what?
And I got that.
Instead of getting a gas station, it would be a distilled water station.
Yeah. No,
Distilled water that would be in the tanks. That's it.
I got it. No, I'm there. But my point
You
is,
still have to pay for it.
of course. But what I'm saying is it makes sense, to have something like the idea of an electric vehicle. The idea on paper is great.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes.
It's great. The problem with it is, and we've been saying this forever, we can't just suddenly pull the plug. You can't just take an entire nation, entire civilization, and turn it on a dime and go, well, we're no longer going to be using everything that you've grown up with, every way you've done everything up until this point is
Gone.
It's gone. We're doing a complete change, and you have no say in it. Like, you can't do that. This whole, and all under the guise of climate change. Again, we're not saying that there isn't climate change going on. Maybe it is man-made. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not a damn scientist.
Right.
I don't really know the truth. Okay?
Yeah.
Is it possible? I will concede that is a possibility.
Yes.
Okay? Do we need to be good stewards with what we are given as on this planet? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay? That's
Obviously.
period. I mean, that's a biblical principle. Okay? But after it's all said and done, there's only a limit. There's only so much that can be done. There's only so much we can do, at least at the moment. You can't, you can't divert a river instantly.
Right.
I mean, you could, but
Well.
you'd need an explosion, and that would turn around and it cause more damage. That's kind of the point.
Yeah. If you need to
Excuse me.
do something like that immediately, guess what? It's going to cause more damage.
Right. You can't just change everything. You have to ease it in. You have to make it work. And this whole Buttigieg thing is not the right way either. Because again, electric vehicles, I would argue, probably would work great in like the city. On paper, again, we're going by the paper
All right. On
idea
paper,
of
right.
an
Yeah,
electric
okay.
vehicle.
Yeah.
Is fantastic and perfect for the city. Like
Right.
New York City, the bigger
Be
ones.
great.
I think it's perfect there. Mm-hmm. It is completely useless for people in rural parts of the country.
Yes.
Like even where we live.
For anybody that has to travel more than 30 minutes,
Right.
or let's say not minutes, because minutes is definitely varied in cities, 30 miles.
Right. You, as a farmer, there's no way you're going to be able to function. As a rancher, as somebody who just lives in a small town, an electric vehicle is not going to work.
Right. And then, you have the other issue, just like Grumpy's saying, the push to get us into the EVs is more to do with the control over the computers than it does about anything
Right.
else. And that's also very true.
Because then they can control exactly who drives when and where.
And not only that, but it's also the whole bit of superconductors and all the rest of it, where they're getting those invested in.
Yeah.
And so the more of that we have, the more electric type vehicles we have, the more likely we're going to be using more computer parts.
Well, that was one of the reasons why. Well, there's that, but it's also a matter of control again. So they can turn around and track
they can
people.
track
They
and
can
run
shut people down when they want to. They can do
immediately.
whatever.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? That was my understanding. Is that was one of the reasons why they pushed forever and still kind of are the whole monorail thing. Trains and subways and a lot of this.
Yeah.
They wanted monorails for
They wanted people to be in the same area all the time. Yeah.
Right. They wanted to be able to control who moved when and where.
Right.
And I hate to say it, like, is everybody that maniacal? No, but there are people out there who are, and they are in government. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's as many as a lot of people on the right side say there is.
Right.
But then even to have one there is one too many, again, you can't take a nation, you can't take a civilization and just go, and you know what I mean? They didn't go from the Iron Age to the Bronze Age, or Bronze Age to Iron Age, It didn't. It took close to 500 years, 500 to 1,000 years to make the transition from one metal type to another.
Metal.
That was just the use of metal. Okay.
Now it has erupted. That took a couple hundred years. The next transition only took like 200 years. And then the next transition took like 100 years. But we're still in the 100-year run.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no. Okay, sorry. We're in the decade run, okay? Right now we're in the decade run. But going from gas cars to electric cars is not it's not cost efficient yet.
No, it's not. Well, and here's another thing that came to my attention. And as I used to work on cars.
Yeah.
I was since a wee lad.
Right.
Okay. How come on a regular car?
Yep.
Okay. Regular everyday car. Your car, my car, both of them sitting in the driveway now.
Well, mine's not regular, so I can barely work on mine.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yours is in that
Hybrid realm.
gray area, but you still have it. The wise fan out there, everybody, all of our cars sitting out there, all of our cars have one thing in common. Well, there's more things in common, but they have one thing, one very important thing, a part.
Mm-hmm.
We changed it in my car out there not too long ago.
Yeah, the alternator.
The alternator.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the purpose of the alternator is?
Power.
Yeah.
Generate electricity, so you don't have to run off the battery.
Right.
Yeah.
So the concept, in case you don't know, and not to talk down to anybody,
Right.
the only reason why you have the battery ultimately
Is to start
is to start it.
the regular battery.
Yeah. Now, obviously, it also helps to run lights and things like that, but the alternator fills it back up for that. Everything else more or less runs from the alternator because, yes, it pulls it from the battery, but the alternator refills it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. Why is it that electric vehicles don't have alternators?
Only hybrids do.
No, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Why can't an electric vehicle have an alternator?
Right.
Theoretically.
They have electric engines,
Yes.
but they don't have an alternator to help power the electric engine.
Yeah, or to at least charge it.
But they have brake assist.
Right. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if you can't tell me that Elon Musk
They have,
cannot come up with an alternator to put in there
Well, think about it. Like,
to help charge or something. You can't tell me this.
think about this though. Like, okay, so on that same run, right? So, if I brake in my current hybrid car,
Yeah.
the friction generates electricity, which then gathers through.
Okay.
Okay, it gathers energy through the brakes, through the braking system. Not the brakes themselves.
Yeah,
but
it's the friction.
yeah,
The most.
right,
Yeah, I got it.
right.
I know.
Okay, so you have that. You also have the alternator. You also have
Yeah.
the way the engine runs.
Right.
You could. There are. Thank you. That's awesome.
Better.
There are so many ways that our cars today recharge itself that it doesn't make sense that we wouldn't be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that we wouldn't be able to have, here is the battery
Yeah.
to help start the car initially.
Yes. And then
And here are the batteries that run it.
yes. And then you have this alternator, at least one. You don't even need a big one. Put one on
use
each.
use a huge one.
Well, but I'm saying, or you put
Make a huge one.
4 regular size ones
Yeah.
that connect to each wheel, and it will recharge the batteries that you're running everything on. It'll recharge the battery for the starting.
Yep.
And theoretically, you should never, until the batteries wear out, you should never, ever, ever, never, ever, never have to stop anywhere for, fuel again.
And it would be so much easier to recharge and to change out an alternator if it was right on the damn tire.
Well, you know as well as I do, they'd have it built in there somewhere. But my point is
But it'd be easier for them to take
there's
it off.
things even in that route that they could do. If you did that, me personally, I'd be more inclined to get an electric vehicle at that point.
Maybe we should just make this. Maybe we should just design it.
No, because then we'd end up dead like the guy who did the hydrogen car.
No. The guy that did the hydrogen.
No, not the hydrogen
Those
car.
were kids.
The water car. Well, no, there was the water car. The guy who did the water car.
Okay.
He died.
The kids that did the hydrogen
he
car.
committed suicide.
Right. Sure.
James over on Twitter, break out the extension cords. Bubba, the tractor ran out of battery while plowing the back 40.
That's going to suck.
Or you put it, throw up solar panels on top of it, see what happens there. It didn't look like the van from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I bet you
Be
he never had to worry about that shit.
But think about that. Okay. What if you had the Tesla battery in there and you had a solar panel roof?
There's a laundry list of ways this can be done. Like, even mentally, you can't tell me it can't be done.
There's always a way.
It just, if
There's always a
somebody's
way.
getting somebody out of there. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.